Hello and welcome. I am Light and this is my podcast. Hello, Rob.
Hello, Tracy.
How are you today?
I am living the mother cooking dream.
Are you?
Yeah.
Things are going pretty good though?
Well, they are, yeah. Funnily enough, things are good.
Good.
Prophet of doom now. The house is going to fall down tomorrow.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. You can live
It'll
in a
be.
hole in the ground.
It all works out in the end.
Yeah, it all works out in the end. That's from a film, in it, I think.
I don't know. Stay positive. That's what I
Yeah,
always say. Stay
that's
positive.
that's what I say as well. Stay positive. I'm
It's my
positive,
blood
David.
type as well. Be positive, which is
I'm all,
ironic.
I'm zero negative.
Are you?
Yeah, all
If
neg.
for any of you vampires out there who were wondering, now you know.
Yeah.
He's negative, I'm positive. But you probably want the negative.
To be honest, though, Chase, I think it's 50-50 with me. 50% blood and 50% alcohol. So I don't know.
That's not true. That's not true. 50% blood, 50% bullshit.
There you go. Got me sussed out already.
Although we have had some very, very educational conversations lately, I must say.
Mm.
You're chock full of knowledge on some very strange things. Okay, Rob, before we get started, everybody, I hope you are enjoying the 31 Days of Halloween. I am enjoying it. I love this time of year. It's my favorite time of year. And it takes a lot of work, but it's worth it. So I
Tracy,
want to thank, yes,
I just realised something. I did
yes, sir.
something for you today.
Oh,
While you're talking about Halloween, you just reminded me. I went to B&M, and if you're in the UK, you'll know what B&M is. And I took a little mini film of all the Halloween stuff that we have in B&M, and it's not very much.
oh, really?
Yeah, and I forgot to send it to you.
Hey,
But I
hey,
will.
Josh, what's the Halloween store here? What's the Halloween store here? Spirit. Have Have you ever looked up a Spirit Halloween store, Rob?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Well, if you ever have the time and you want to see what America, well, first off, we all our Target and the Walmart and everything has Halloween stuff, and grocery stores have a little bit, but we have a Spirit Halloween store that it takes over the soul of any other business that used to be there. If any large building goes out of business, like say a sporting goods store, you know that by next September it's going to have a new life as a spirit store, which is kind of one of the attractions about it is that it kind of takes over these dead, empty buildings, and there is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet of Halloween stuff. You would probably die.
Probably.
You first off, you would say, "I don't understand this. Why you Americans make such a fuss?"
Yeah, probably. That sounds pretty much like me.
But it would take hours to go through the whole thing. It overwhelms me actually because there's a lot of children in these stores. A lot of children, small children who run around, and I don't know I don't know. Between the creepiness and the noise, it just gives me an anxiety attack. So, in case you want to know, so I get to see your massive Halloween display.
Yeah, don't get too excited.
Is it like a whole aisle? Or like
No,
several aisles?
no, it's one little bit of an aisle.
It's one little bit of an aisle?
Yeah, I'll send it to you after.
Okay. Do you know, remember I was telling you about that thing I was watching on Netflix, the Chestnut Man?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what country was that made in?
Norway.
It was something like that. They celebrate Halloween and they go trick or treating, but it was brand new in this show. Um, and they make some kick ass Halloween costumes.
Mm.
They're very creative, and it was they said that they grew 8,000 pumpkins that year, so Halloween's there to stay.
Well, there you go.
So you guys need to catch up. Okay, so what we're talking about today is some of the items in Zach Bagan's museum. If you don't know who Zach Bagans is, I've got the person for you.
Me and Zach,
So
me and Zach are friends.
you and Zach are quite close.
Yeah,
Zach isn't aware of it, but you're best friends.
yeah. That sounds a little bit stalkerish, but there you go.
It's okay. So why don't you tell us who Zach Bagans is?
Zach Baggins is the guy who, on the Travel Channel, that does Ghost Adventures. And it is the best ghost hunting program out there. And it's been on for it's 11 years now.
Wow.
Wait, well, 12. It could be 12 actually now. 12 years it's been on.
Wow. My
And
oldest son participated in an episode of Ghost Adventures in Casa Grande, Arizona.
what they did, which was unique, they changed the way the ghost hunting programs were before this came along. And the way they did that is there used to be just three of them, Nick Groff and Aaron Summer, I think, and they would go into a haunted, say, a prison, and it would just be the three of them. There would be no camera crew, there would be no razzmatazz, and they would get locked in for 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Or lockdown, as they used to call it, for 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's doing it now, but they were the original ones that started it. There was them, Ghost Hunters, if you remember Ghost Hunters.
Yeah.
Ghost Hunters just died a death when they started.
Yeah.
And I didn't like Ghost Hunters anyway, so there you go. So I was quite
Well,
pleased about it.
yeah, Ghost Hunters was Ghost Hunters the people who were like by day they were plumbers, by night they were ghost hunters.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
two.
Um. Which was it? Which person on Zach's crew went nutter after the Indiana demon house?
The one that left,
Yeah.
Nick, and he
It
went
was Nick.
Nick, yeah, and he went to start his own paranormal show, with called Paranormal Lockdown, with
That was a
this
stretch.
girl who was from another paranormal show, and he because Zach used to do all the talking and Zach was quite good in front of the camera. This Nick had to go and have acting lessons, and he had to go and have lessons of how to speak in front of the camera
Hmm.
because he couldn't do it
Hmm.
because Zach was the main man and he fronted it and they just were yeah, yes sir, no sir kind of thing.
Right.
No, he was never like he just wasn't very good in front of the camera, so he still isn't
Right.
now.
Before we get started into this, if you guys would please give this video a thumbs up, it really, really helps my channel. If you would also like to be subscribed and you are not, 30% of the people who listen to my channel are subscribed. And then 70% of the people who listen to my channel do not subscribe. Come on, you guys. Come on, just go ahead and click that subscribe button. It's totally free. I'm never going to show up at your door. And then click that bell so you can be reminded when my content goes live. And you can even choose if you want to be notified every time or just sometimes. So come out wherever you are and go ahead and click that. Also, I'm going to be doing a giveaway shortly. I have collected everything for the box, the exit light box, and I just can't wait. I finally got the last thing from Etsy and put it in there, and I cannot wait. I hope you guys want to subscribe and to be in the contest to get this. And the way you do it is all you have to do is you have to be subscribed and then leave messages under my videos. Talk about the video, talk about like lots of times we'll ask you guys questions. Have you ever been there? Have you ever seen this? Tell us if you have. What are your thoughts on that? Go ahead and do that. If you share a video, let me know. I had somebody tell me the other day that they share videos. So just leave a comment and with some content in it, and then you'll be entered into this contest. And I think you're really going to like it because it's not some shite show. I don't think.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
I just want to warn people. The winner will probably have to have a wall taken out to get the box in.
Well, I've had a lot of ideas. So it's a decent size. It's a good size.
I tried to stop her, guys, but you know women are like.
Oh, well, oh God. What am I going to do with you, Rob? Anyway, please go ahead and do that. Okay, Rob, so we're going to talk about the things that are in Zach Bagan'S museum. And for the record, you're not allowed to take pictures. So the only way to get information on what's in his museum is through news articles. So, or if like you know a friend who went through there or whatever. My oldest son went to the museum when it was being built. And anyway, it ended up being on an episode of the show. So, hey, if you want to do that, try that. But I don't personally know anybody who's gone to the museum. Do I, guys? Have some of you gone to the museum and told me about it? If you have, please leave it below and tell us what you thought. Because, you know, I live pretty far from Vegas, but I'm willing to go. You live really far from Vegas, Rob.
I certainly do.
I think he'd notice if I went in with a GoPro on my head and filmed it for you. So the only other option is for you to come here.
Okay.
All right. So, do you want to get started?
I wouldn't mind.
Okay, because you know, anybody who's been here for a while, you guys know that this is working for Zach Bagan'S would be Rob's dream job. You might even go so far as to say he has a crush on him.
For that, Jace. Right, I'm going to start. The first one is called the Divit Box, and it's spelled DYBVUK, but on the program it was pronounced as Divik. And basically, what it was, it's certainly one of the standout items, whether haunted or not, is the Divit Box. A Divik is a malicious spirit said to be able to haunt and possess the living according to Jewish mythology. They actually made a film about this called The Possession,
Oh, really?
which was loosely based on a true story from the guy that bought it originally, who had an antique shop, and he gave it to. Oh, he didn't give it to his daughter. His daughter just wanted it and went pear-shaped. The Divit Box is an object said to have a demon contained within. The Divit Box in question was in fact a wine cabinet and was originally sold on eBay along with an elaborate horror story from Kevin Manis. It's an object that inspired movies such as, sorry guys, The Possession and the Amazon hit horror Divot Box, the true story of Chris Chambers. Basically, it had inside it stuff to trick the demon into staying inside the box. Once the box was locked, the demon was trapped inside. But obviously, when you are stupid and you get told that don't open the box, what's the first thing these people do? Open the box.
Wasn't it Post Malone who touched the box?
Rapper Post Malone came into contact with the box and experienced extremely bad luck for weeks after his encounter, including a tire blow out on a plane he was on during takeoff, forcing the plane to make an emergency landing.
See, I saw that episode somehow. I don't even know how. I saw that episode, and even when he touched it, he looked like he checked out. He was really good, by the way. I didn't have any impression of Post Malone other than book and cover, and didn't realize it. He's really intelligent, very funny. Was really into doing this. Volunteered for everything, helped them do everything. It was really great. They should have hired him. But then he went and touched the Divot Box, and he looked like he checked out. Like his eyes just went blank. It was really interesting.
Well, I don't know how Zach managed to get hold of this box, because on one of the TV programs about it was supposedly bought by this guy, and he shrink wrapped it and left it in a place where like a lockup where no one knew where it was, and left it. So I don't know how Zach managed to get it, but he did.
Huh. Interesting. All right. I wonder how they trick the demons in there. Cookies, you think?
I don't know.
Chocolate bars?
Maybe.
Something cold? All right. Here's a little background about the house that the museum is in case you didn't know that's his museum is in a house in downtown Las Vegas. The 11,000 square foot property, built in 1938, was originally owned by prominent businessman Cyril S. I don't know why he doesn't have a last name. Through the years, hostile spirits, family members who passed away there, and whose energy remains, have been rumored to roam the halls, terrorizing past occupants. Some longtime Las Vegans even claim dark rituals took place in the home's basement during the 1970s. Paranormal enthusiast Zach Bagan'S, and by the way, I do know that my accent makes his last name sound funny to some of you, and you're probably going, "Why is she talking like that?" It's an accent. Visiting Zach Bagan's haunted museum ventured down creepy, winding hallways and secret passages into more than 30 different rooms that rival scenes from Hollywood horror films, setting the stage for frightening facts about each paranormal piece. Now, the tour is only 90 minutes, So I don't know how you're supposed to be able to look around and really grasp everything that's in the room if you could only be there in the house for 90 minutes. But they have, like Rob just told you, the Divit Box. They have, and you said the vintage wine cabinet, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the inspired possession. It is. The house is said to have a malicious spirit. Shortly following its arrival, a mysterious protruding holes began to appear in the walls around the artifact, the wine cabinet, as if something was trying to break out from within the exhibit. A Las Vegas marketing executive and Bagan'S both witnessed a black coated figure pass through the exhibit's closed door during a private tour. This has also been seen by multiple guests and staff at the museum. Among the hundreds of terrifying possessions museum goers can take a peek at is the Volkswagen death van that Jack Kevorkian would help people commit the no longer wanting to be alive thing. He had a van, I guess, so they couldn't like barge into a person's home or something. And he's got the whole van in this, so
Yeah.
that's interesting. You also get a close up look at the Propofol chair, which is the chair that Michael Jackson would be sat in to get his propofol. How do you say it? Propofol that killed him.
Mm-hmm.
And they said they call it being from Michael Jackson's death room. Perhaps the most unsettling is the original staircase from the Indiana Demon House. And if you haven't been here long, or even if you have and you do not know about this, we did a podcast on the Demon House, my oldest son and I, after the documentary came out. And when we did it within a couple days of the documentary coming out. And it is in my playlist. I think it might be under True Hauntings. Could be under podcasts. Anyway, if you were interested in that, we tell the whole story of Zach Bagan'S staying the night there, being boarded in, and give an honest opinion. I mean, at one point, my son and I were laughing so hard I had tears in my eyes, which is no reflection, by the way, on the documentary, because it was actually very good. But there are a couple of things that make you go, I don't know about that. I'm not sure about that. And then other things to go, that's for sure. I totally believe that. That is so scary. So we give a real, not fluffed up opinion of this documentary if you'd like to go hear that. Anyway, following it's okay, so the wooden banister and the creaky steps from the house now stand in a dimly lit corner, resting on a blanket of dirt that they got from the house. Remember how the basement had that one corner with the dirt and the stairs were on it, Rob?
Yeah.
So they took that. Following its installation, a group of construction workers walked off the job and refused to come back.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. You're next.
I'm next.
Uh-huh.
What have I got to contribute to this amazing podcast? Charles Manson's cremated ashes.
One more thing. The last name of the family that lived there was Weingart. So his name was Cyril S. Weingart. Okay, that's all.
Okay. Charles Manson's cremated ashes. And there's a picture of Charles Manson, which I think he might have painted himself, and he looks like a lunatic. But that's just my.
I have something to tell you about that Charles Manson painting when I'm next.
When Charles Manson died and his body cremated, some of his excuse me, sorry, some of his followers actually took fragments of his ashes to keep as a memento. This led to such creations as the Ryan Almighty blood painting of Manson, in which the eyes were filled with Charles Manson's own cremation.
And keep going. Let's see if you get to that part.
Painted in Ryan's own blood.
Yes.
The artistry had to be appreciated, but the can't say this word, morbidness of the painting with the cremated ashes included make for a unique piece indeed. The very painting is on display, one of the few, in fact, at the museum, along with Charles Manson. Let me just get a drink face because my mouth is really, really dry.
Okay. Zach actually owns 2 of this man's paintings, by the way.
Charles Manson memorabilia, including a prison-worn outfit, Manson's own TV, and even more ashes in a display case, along with Manson's dentures.
Yeah. Well, let me see. So he also has in the museum John Wayne Gacy's clown paintings, which are apparently rare to get because the Gacy family, on the day that he was executed, was he executed or was he executed?
I think he died in prison, didn't he?
Okay, then maybe it was the day he was convicted. Either way, it was his execution. His relatives tossed all of his paintings into a big bonfire, which this is how my brain works, okay? Stupid.
Hey?
If they would have known how much money these paintings would make, I mean, would you just toss that?
Me personally, yeah, I would.
You would. I know you would. Why do you have to be so morally superior to me?
I don't mean to be. Just
I don't mean to be. It's just how I was born. Morally superior. I guess I would feel some guilt because of victims. You know, ask me if it really ever happens. I would probably sell those paintings. I don't know. He's got Manson's bone fragments. He's got Charles Manson's painted handprint. Like you said, Ted Bundy's glasses. The possessions of these items have stirred controversy as others have sought to destroy mementos of these real-life monsters. Relatives of victims of Gacy tossed his other paintings into a bonfire amid cheers after his execution. None of these items, this is a quote by Zach, none of these items are meant in any way to glorify serial killers, but we can't erase history. He recently had visited Gacy's home and held his preserved brain. Now, excuse me, but wasn't Gacy's home destroyed?
I thought they knocked it down.
I thought they knocked it down to the concrete.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what he visited. It was just a concrete slab because I don't think anybody's built anything on it. And held his preserved brain. The part of me that likes science would love to see that. In an MRI and just see, like, is it different?
Yeah.
Could we tell early if people were going to be, crazy ass clown killers? Bagan'S said that he has attempted to acquire part of the brain, but he was not successful. Just piece it out. Would you like a piece of my mind? Oh, that was funny. I believe the real life human monsters have something to do with what I investigate. A lot of these killers heard voices. A lot of these serial killers practice devil worship. These serial killers, I believe, a lot of them are possessed by demons. So, of course, we should keep their possessed shite. Why wouldn't you? You know, I feel worried for him.
No, I wouldn't keep stuff. I'd be too scared.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind going to see this stuff because it's so fascinating. I don't know why, but as we know, a lot of us are fascinated by that stuff. I mean, there's a huge market for books about serial killers and memorabilia about serial killers and movies and all this stuff. Because I think it's because we just can't understand.
Yeah.
And I also think there's a lot maybe of, could I do that? Who's capable of that? Am I capable of that? Is my neighbor capable of that? My quiet, keeps to himself neighbor that sometimes leaves in the middle of the night? You know, like it's just because every serial killer, right, is like, he was so quiet. He was so normal. John Wayne Gacy owned his own business, was a successful businessman and clown on the side for birthday parties, which is how he got his victims. But besides that, he was a married, successful businessman. Help me. Ted Bundy was not only a lawyer, but he was a doctor. Considered completely normal by everybody. Not only normal, but he was so charming that he charmed his way into escaping from a prison. And nobody cared.
Tell everybody what the judge said to him.
He said that if he wasn't a crazy nut job, that he would be the best lawyer he'd ever seen. He'd love to see him sitting in the courtroom across from him. He charmed his way into letting them be so relaxed with him that he escaped from a prison. And before he did that, he practiced jumping the distance it would take for him to jump so that his legs would get used to it, escaped, went on to kill all those nurses on that college campus. And then he was arrested, but they didn't know he was him yet. And he was charming. Everybody loved him. So I think that that's what's so... I just think that maybe those of us that are captivated by that just think, what made that charming man become the... He didn't become it. He was a demon.
Yeah.
How does that happen? And, John Wayne Gacy was abused as a child, blah, blah, blah. Lots of people are abused as a child, and they do not grow up to be serial killers. So what made it different for him? What is that part in the brain? That's so fascinating to me. And could that... Because like I said, you and I have very similar lives.
Yeah.
Very similar kind of traumas and blah, blah.
Yeah.
Why didn't we end up serial killers?
I don't know about you.
Well, you are a truck driver.
Sorry, truck drivers.
You could have been a serial killer. Not gonna lie. But, I just wonder, is it possible? I mean, they say that there are 6,000 serial killers on the loose in the United States at any given time. 6,000. So that's a lot per state. Do we walk past them? Have you ever been looked at and thought of and looked over and seen, could you be a serial killer's victim? I don't know. It's so weird to me.
There's a weird statistic. I can't say this word. There is a weird statistic that I can't remember exactly, but is it 1 in 9 people that you come into contact with every day is a serial killer?
I don't know. There's a 166. If you cut them up. Oh, okay. If you divide it by state, there's 166 serial killers per state. 166 serial killers per state. That is insane. And by the law of averages, that we're like 6 degrees separated from everybody. Somehow, have you ever heard that?
I think that's the one, yeah.
Okay, if we're 6 degrees separated by everybody, then we're 6 degrees separated from somebody who's a serial killer. Think about that, guys. Good night. Sleep well. Talk to you tomorrow. Anyway, sorry, we got off on I did, because I do that. Got off on a tangent. It's just fascinating. And maybe that's why he keeps these things. Maybe he tries to, I don't know, understand.
Mm.
Do you want to tell us about anything else?
Oh, yeah, I've got another one.
Okay.
Ed Gaines' Cauldron. Cannibal and grave robber Ed Gaines' very own cauldron he used to boil I should not have laughed there, various body parts within. Whilst never admitting he was a cannibal himself, Gain had those around him who suspected that sorry guys, who suspected him of this disturbing habit. Gaines would dig up corpses and use their skin to create furniture around his home. The cauldron would be used to store body parts or allow the skin to be removed from the bone more easily. And he used to use human skulls as ashtrays. You know, he cut it in half and use it as an ashtray.
Recycling.
I saw a documentary about him. He had lampshades made of skin.
You know, the people who put other people in prison camps in the 40s, they would take skin and do that same thing. They'd have them in their home with their wives and children. Wives would make them, sew them. They had them outside on display right after some of them were what's the word I'm looking for? Like released. And they had some on display because they had to have they wanted some proof of what was happening in these camps, and they had lamps and other things on a table outside of one, and to prove, just how horrific it was. And it happens in other serial killers too, and he was the inspiration for Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, so that's and he did it because he was really close to his mother, and then his mother died, and he wanted to like put together like a mom suit. So I wonder what that mentality is.
Crazy, isn't it?
Well, quite literally, yeah. Was there anything you wanted to finish about that?
No, but can I do the next one because it's my favourite?
Yeah.
The Devil's Rocking Chair.
Okay.
A chair.
I think I have that.
In your house.
Yeah.
A chair linked to a famous investigation by Ed and Lorraine Warren, and an item that is set to be one of discussion in the up-and-coming Conjuring 3 movie, which I haven't seen yet.
I have.
I know you have. I've seen that.
Yeah. I've seen that. The rocking chair?
Yeah, he's got the rocking chair. The rocking chair was the site of the exorcism of David Glatzel, a boy said to have been possessed by a demon. Ed and Lorraine Warren performed the exorcism on the boy, but it is said that the demon left the boy's body and entered that of another person in the room. The person was Arnie.
Oh, yes, got it, yes.
Arnie Cheyenne Johnson. I think that's how you say that. A man was later stabbed and killed by the man later stabbed and killed his landlord. In court, for the first time in history, demonic possession was used as a motive in the court of law. The Devil in Connecticut case is a very well known court hearing and has spawned many TV shows and movies.
According to the movie, though, the man, the landlord, I think he was beating his girlfriend, the killer's girlfriend. I can't. But in the rain, they recorded part of his exorcism, and if you go to watch the movie, I'll just say that they don't show the actual recording that show it. They don't play it until the movie's over.
Yeah, they do that.
So yeah, so you can get up and leave before you hear it if you want. If you do stay, you will hear the recording. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's crazy. Okay, so I'm trying to look for something specific that I wanted to tell you.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, the Divit box is an old Jewish wine cabinet. That's what we're getting wrong here. That I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's what I was getting wrong. Okay, so other items include the infamous crying boy paintings, which I have done a story about. They is in my list of videos. And Peggy the doll, a doll so haunted. What?
Yeah, I'm looking at her.
Yeah, she looks like the Mrs. Beasley doll that I used to cry about wanting really bad when I was little, and now I think I can do without. A doll so haunted it was said to affect some people who only had to stare at a photo or a video of her to have it affect them. The museum also contains, of course, we said the blood painting, and he has John Ted Bundy's glasses that he would use as a disguise. His glasses. He uses his glasses as a disguise. Ooh, top notch there, Ted.
Where's Ted gone? Where's Ted gone? He's disappeared. Who's that man with glasses on? Oh, it can't be Ted. Sorry, sir. Sorry, I thought it was. No. You carry on.
Yes, exactly.
It's like Superman, isn't it, Clark Kent? Oh no, it's you don't look like Superman now, do you? No, you put your glasses on. I would never have known that. Clark Kent.
Well, yeah. I met this guy. His name was Ted Bundy. He was really good looking. That's him right there. No, that guy wears glasses. No, that's Ted Bundy. No, that can't be Ted Bundy. He completely looks different. Don't let him help you get your groceries in your car. Just, The chair that you were talking about, the devil's chair,
Mm.
acted up apparently recently and was responsible for the museum and the exhibit being closed. I wonder what that means. They also have the mattress. This is disgusting. This is vile and disgusting. Just on a level where this virus we have going around makes me not want to touch doorknobs anymore, or menus. You know, things that people touch. So imagine this. Another new addition includes the mattress that the Bunny Ranch owner Dennis Hoff died on, which is the same mattress that Lamar Odom OD'd on. Now, Rob, do you know who Dennis Hoff is?
I haven't got any clue.
Okay, the Bunny Ranch is a legal brothel in Nevada. They even had it like maybe like HBO or something at night where they had a TV show about it. They followed them around in the I don't know what you want to call. I don't know what I can't remember what they call the women. Maybe just ladies or something. The ladies. But they would line the women up, and then the guys would come in and choose one or whatever. People would bring dads would bring like their sons in.
Sons, yeah, I've heard about it.
And Dennis Hoff was to have his bed in there makes me feel dirty. Just thinking about it. That would not be something I was very interested in. No, thank you. No, thank you. But there's something else I'm trying to. Okay. This is it.
Right,
Hold on. Okay. Here's Zach. It's a broad array of artifacts he's talking about his museum. I traveled the world as a living for the past 15 years as a career investigating the paranormal. Has he traveled the world? You said he's done stuff over there, right?
Who?
Zach.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that goes anywhere from investigating a building to people who are possessed by demons, getting priests to help them in some of the most serious situations that you can imagine. My MTV show, I don't play a paranormal investigator. It is my life. I'm an occultist, an investigator, and a researcher, and a helper. It intrigues me that there are forces here that are dark and positive, that are not flesh and bone, that wander the earth with us. Through the years, I've gained an interest in objects that contain very powerful energies, from curses to human spirits. I have Wyatt Earp's Bible. That's interesting to me historically. Some rooms I have artifacts that are very dark, like Anton LaVey, the founder of the Church of Satan, his chalice that came from his estate. Oof, boy. I have a certificate that is hand signed by LaVey that has appointed a witch to his Church of Satan. So I find all religions very interesting throughout our globe. We all have different gods and beliefs, and we need to respect it, not hate each other or kill each other because of it. We're all different. So my artifacts are different. My artifacts are unique. I really believe that I would skip Anton LaVey room. I don't really need to understand that.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that's not for me.
I've got
You got anything else you want to talk about?
Have I? My old mate.
What?
Bela Lugosi's mirror.
Your old mate is Bela Lugosi?
Owned by the infamous actor Bela Lugosi. Bela Lugosi's mirror is said to play with your mind, with many people claiming of a black shadow surrounding them whilst staring into the mirror, and some have even collapsed, just staring into the mirror's void. Well, if that doesn't scare you, I don't know what will.
Well, that doesn't make you turn around and try on a different outfit. I don't know what will.
Hang on, I've not finished yet. The mirror was also present in a mafia-style killing, and is said to harness evil energy. When Bela Lugosi, a keen fanatic of the occult, this mirror is held at the Haunted Museum behind a curtain. If you give permission to look into the curtain will be removed and you can have a look for yourself if you dare.
Oh, that doesn't scare me. I would do that. That doesn't scare me. Would you look?
No.
By the way, Bela Lugosi, Ted Bundy's glasses sold for $50,000, and they think he wore them in the death of his youngest victim, who was 12. You wouldn't look in the mirror.
No.
Bela Lugosi, I don't know about that. I don't know if I'm afraid of that or not. Well, I'd have to see. If I looked, would you look?
No.
Okay.
I would pat you on the back and go, Tracy, knock yourself out.
And what if I fainted?
Well,
You'll be fine.
Wouldn't be anything new, would it? Let's be honest.
That's true. That's true. Well, all right. You just hang around and wait for a minute until I came back.
Yeah. So how are you feeling? Are you possessed?
I see. Hello, are you possessed? I see you're wearing sunglasses. Something's different about you. Something's different. I can't quite put my finger on it. Yes.
Definitely. I mean, sunglasses, that's it. You've got no chance of fucking recognising you.
I know.
Where's Tracy gone? Oh, she's gone. It's just that lady with the sunglasses. That couldn't be her, could it? No chance. If she had glasses on, maybe, but sunglasses, no, definitely not her.
Nope. Not her. I'm going to do an item that is not very tasteful in the museum is the late comedian Chris Farley's death photo. Chris Farley passed away in 1997 after an overdose of coke. Those couple of things that I can't mention. And a photo of his corpse is on display at the museum along with other celebrity-related death belongings. Oh. See, now, that to me is misplaced. It's not haunted. It's not. It's personal. He's got freaking family. There's nothing haunted, nothing possessed. Do you want his family to? I think you gotta draw a line sometimes. I did a story for the 31 Days of Halloween. Narrated it, got the pictures out. I couldn't do it. I couldn't put it up, so you'll never see it. Because it was recent and it was about a child. And I just decided that, like, that's a line. I couldn't cross it. I couldn't have a child's family ho-hoing through YouTube and come across something like that. And I also did a story about the haunted. I did a story about recently about haunted. So many. I can't think. Let me see. Maybe creepiest places in the United States or something. But did I do ghost towns or did you?
I did ghost towns.
Oh, okay. You did ghost towns, but I found the pictures. One of the pictures, or anyway, it doesn't matter. Some story. There was a murder, and in one of the pictures, 2 children were killed in the story, and a grandfather and 2 women were killed, and in one of the pictures, it had the photo of a child that had been assaulted and removed, and they had a blanket on him a little bit, but his little arms and his head were still out, and I completely edited it out. I mean, you can put like, ooh, graphic photos and have more people, but I was like, I can't put that in this when we're doing, I just don't know. There's some things you got to cross the line, and I just don't think that. I could see why it's controversial to have his body in there, or the photo of his body.
Yeah. It's shock value, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm trying to think of what the case was. I've done so many. It might have been, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what it's been, but it was recent. But I think that sometimes you gotta, I don't know, just go. Yeah, just think there's family here involved. He also has on display a whole bunch of stuff from Patrick Swayze. Yeah. Let's see. There's pajamas. The pajamas says death clothes, and there's pajamas like with knife wounds through it. He's got the display of Jerry Lewis costumes at his museum.
I'm just gonna nip to the little boy's room.
Okay. He's got a Santa costume, which I'm assuming it's in a glass box. So I'm assuming maybe somebody used it for in one of their crimes. One of his rooms looks like a jail cell. He's got pictures of, it's probably the jail cell, a real jail cell. He's got photos of people who had been in it, mob people. Looks like a lot of mob people. He's got a bunch of different masks, heads, like museum quality wax museum heads of people and their hands and their feet. So maybe death masks taken at the time of death and then turned into these.
You'd love that.
I know that is to see like what their real hands look like. That is crazy. That is, I don't know, that's up my alley. Oh, he's also got that boy doll. Robert. He's also got Robert, which I did a story the other day, and they said that Robert was the inspiration for Annabelle, and that is not true. Robert and Annabelle are in no way connected. Two different places, two different stories, different people. Did the Ed and Lorraine Warren ever do Robert?
Yeah, I think so.
They did everyone.
Yeah. You don't like them, do you?
I don't know. I don't. No, not on a personal level. I don't. I think that they were. I think that they were. Well, in their movies, they show them to be like Lorraine. They depict her as the staunch Catholic, and Ed's kind of he's Catholic, but not as staunch, and they just kind of picture them. They kind of make them to be wholesome, and I also done a story about this where they kept a girl. I think she was, was she around 13? Allegedly. Well, no, I mean, I think they, I don't know. I think she sued their estate and won. I'm not, we'll just say allegedly for everything, that she kept them kind of as a, Ed's toy thing. And, yeah. She was supposed to be, but the reason she was there was for Ed. And they even took her on some of their investigations. Nobody ever questioned it. They thought she was a daughter. And then they would start saying that she was the secretary, and then she was the assistant, and finally she ended up going to the police and telling them what was happening. I personally, I'm not a big fan of Ed and Lorraine Warren, as I think that their depiction and who they are don't add up. So, or who they were, but it really has no bearing on the movies.
It doesn't.
So I don't really mind watching the Conjuring movies and with them in it, because it really doesn't have any bearing on the investigations or anything like that. Although there is proof that they have gone to investigations, said there's nothing here, but we're going to make something. And one of them was the I feel like it was the haunting in Connecticut, wasn't
it? Allegedly.
Allegedly, yes. I think it was allegedly there that they said, we're going to jack this up a little bit. And, sorry.
Bless you.
Sorry. And, you should have some artistic freedom if you're making a movie, right? That should be allowed. But, so I understand that. But I think they were doing this to the actual investigation part, which is, well, not okay. Doing extra stuff in a movie to keep people interested and whatnot. I think that's how it works. Yeah. Well, it's how it works. You can do, like, you can say that something small. I heard a noise and I looked at the closet door was open, and they could make it to something that was a little bit bigger. Like, you heard a noise, the closet was open, and there were eyes in it, or a sound came out. Okay, what's the difference? In a movie setting, not in the investigation part. It's all right. They're past.
Yeah. I take it with a pinch of salt, but I'm a big fan of theirs, so
yeah.
I'm never Catholic, so.
What? Wait. Okay. So it's just out of curiosity. Does that overrule the part where they had a sex slave?
A little Catholic.
Bit? Okay, then it does. Okay, well, see, if you had told me that originally, I would have been so upset about it. All right, then. Okay, I feel better now.
Okay.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to talk about Zach Bagan's museum?
I think you've covered it all, Chase, to be honest.
I wonder what he's like in real life. I've heard he's a jerk, and then other people say he's nice.
I think he's a bit of a dick, to be honest. But,
do you?
Yeah. I've sort of heard similar stuff.
Jory's experiences with him, my oldest son, were positive. But I don't. That's standing outside in Las Vegas, maybe. Or also, while he was on the job in Casa Grande, so maybe he's different than. I don't know. I get kind of I feel like there's kind of a, like,
Two sides to him.
yeah, two sides to him. And then there's a side that makes him feel like he's, special and above and cocky.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. See,
I wonder.
we do agree sometimes.
Yes, we do occasionally, once in a while. We're not always fighting. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna wrap this up.
Yep.
If you guys would please give this a thumbs up and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. It really does help the channel, and I hope that you are enjoying the 31 Days of Halloween. And we still got, well, by the time this comes out, I think we'll have 10 more days left.
And we've got a treat coming up.
Wait, what?
There's a treat coming for everybody.
Yes, there is a treat coming up. That is very true.
I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Okay. Well, I'll just have to wait and see. All right, you guys. Good night.
Good night. God bless.